Hey guys and gals, welcome back to another Vinny Vid Productions. This is going to be Major Changes number 7. Again, I don't know how many clips or updates there will be for this area. I keep saying that there's a lot of work to be done. But anyhow, in this video, we're going to go over the flyover bridges and the supports and retaining walls that I have built. We're going to show you some scenery that I've done a little bit further on. I'm going to give you an overview of the entire area, starting from the depot and working all the way back to the flyover bridges. I'm going to show you the bridge and the roadway that I'm working on for the Wickenburg Way or Highway or whatever it's called. And finally, there's going to be a special clip for you guys. So I guess if you stick around, you'll get to see it all. So anyhow, let's get on with the rest of the video. So stay tuned and we'll be right back. Alright guys, this is going to be an overview of my Wickenburg area. We're going to start off at the very end of Wickenburg at the depot. And as we pan out, what you're going to see there parked is what I'm going to be calling, thanks to my buddy Jason, is called the Phoenix Flyer. That'll be parked on one track, and the maintenance away stuff will be parked on the second track. This train will go from Phoenix to Ashfork, carrying all the CEOs and big shots for the BNSF Railroad. Anyhow, we'll continue on. And here's some of my buildings. Of course, they're not completed yet. I decided to put the substation there. And here's more buildings. And I also decided I'm going to put my DPM buildings behind the track, which is prototypical. If you look beyond these buildings, you'll see more buildings behind it. After long and hard discussion with Diana yesterday, I decided that I'm going to put the fire department in this orientation. I want to see the front and that side because it's got the most detail on it. Over there, if you guys remember a couple of months ago, I built that as a truck repair shop. That will still be a truck repair shop. It'll be back in the other room. I'm just using that as an idea of how big I should make a building for that area. That's going to be an auto body shop, and where the squirt bottle is, that's going to be a U-Haul rental center. You can also see that I have started doing my road for underneath the bridge in Wickenburg, and I mentioned in my last video that I couldn't get it in the center. Well, lo and behold, this board right here is not secured yet, so I was able to slide it that way and get a more centered road in there. It's in primer right now. I'll be working on that some part today. Alright, and then of course the roundabout will go right here. And now we'll start on the scenery. And here's my mountains. Sorry for the shadow that you see. Of course, where you see that spot right there, there'll be more of that throughout the mountain. Basically, this is the color of the mountains. There'll be lots of bushes and stuff on there. And we'll move further down. And here is the bridge that goes over the Hykaway River. And then we have more scenery here. And then in this empty location is where my flyover bridges will go. And I'll show you that in a little while. We'll get to the completion and how I made the stanchions and stuff. And then also, right back there in the corner is a mountain. Anyhow, just thought I'd give you an overview of what's going on here. Stay tuned and we'll get back to the building of the stanchions and retaining walls for the viaduct. I'm sorry, for the flyover bridges. Alright, we'll be back shortly. Alright guys, in order for me to continue the scenery by the Hykaway River, I need to get the flyover bridges pretty much in place, semi-attached to the layout, so I can do the scenery up to the flyovers. In order to do that, I need to start making their, I guess you would call them, lost for words. Sorry about the word there, guys. the piers, I guess you would call them. Anyhow, to do that, this is what I'm going to use. I'm going to use 214 rod, 169 strip, and 226 tube. To me, they look like the appropriate size, and I'll show you what I'm going to be doing here. As you can see, I'm using the strip for the base, and I'm using the tube for the column. But since it's a tube, I'm not quite sure how strong that would be, so I will take the 1-inch rod and I will put it inside the tube and secure it in there, so it gives me a more surface to glue it down to the base, and also when I glue it down to the flyover itself. So anyhow, I already cut the tubes out, and I have my chopper preset, and I'm going to go ahead and cut the rods out, and then I'll start putting this together, and then we'll see how it fits on the layout, and we'll go from there. So anyhow, stay tuned and I'll be right back. Alright guys, as you can see, I've got my tubes cut out, and I have my inserts or my rods cut out, and I also have my base plate marked off of where I want to put these columns. So anyhow, I need to build 2 of these for the southbound lane, and then once we get the southbound lane done, we'll go do the same process for the northbound lanes. So this is all I have to do, is just take my glue and just run it inside of here, and then take a rod and put a rod in there, and basically that's all it's going to take. So stay tuned and I will be right back. Alright guys, as you can see, I've got 2 of my piers made up. I also added a little extra support down here on the bottom using this number 136 styrene strip, and I probably will do the same thing at the top when I'm ready to mount it. So the next stop right now is to prime this, and then we'll paint it concrete, and then we'll go ahead and try it out on the layout. If it works, then I will secure it to the bottom of the flyover bridge. And then for back here, I'm going to do something a little bit different. So stay tuned and we shall be back in a little bit. Alright guys, this is the next section that I am going to be doing for the flyover bridges, which is the abutments for the beginning of the flyover bridge. Now, what I usually do is I'll cut my first side wing out, and then I'll place it on top of the next piece of styrene, and I'll just trace it out. Well, let's do it this way. And I'll trace it out with my pencil. Like this. But you need to remember that when you draw your lines on here, if you cut it out on the lines, it'll actually be bigger than the one that you want to reproduce. So what I do is I just go on the inside of the line and cut it out. So let me get on with this part here, and we'll see how it goes from there. So here we go. I use my eyeballs to square it up, and sometimes it works and sometimes it don't. But as you can see, I'm going to be going just on the inside of the line that I drew. If I can get this straight edge to stay still. And it'll take, this is like 30,000 styrene, so it'll take a few passes to cut through it. And for each abutment, I will be making 4 wing walls and 1 center wall, and I will be using number 169 styrene to put this all together. I also want to get my wing walls to go out on an angle. Once you get enough cuts in there, as always, you can just snap it, and there you go. You got your next piece. Alright, again, on the inside of the line, doing this to show you guys how easy it is to put something together that you would normally try and buy somewhere, and most likely you wouldn't be able to get what you actually need. So you need to build it, and that's exactly what I'm doing. And so there you go. Now that I have all 4 of my pieces together, and I'll show you that they all are pretty much exactly the same. If I can pick this stupid thing up. And there you go. They're all exactly the same. Anyhow, I'm going to go ahead and start putting this together, and I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. So stay tuned, and I'll be right back. Alright guys, what you're looking at now is my completed wing walls, as you can see, and I used the 169, I believe it was. Let me make sure here before I give you guys the wrong information. Yeah, it was 169 for these filler pieces right here. Now, what I want to do is when I mount this onto the front wall, I want to have a little bit of an angle out. So what I'm going to do is add these little pieces of styrene to the inboard side of the wing wall, and that'll give me just a little bit of a flare out. So stay tuned and we'll see how this looks, and then we'll see how it looks on the layout. So we'll be right back. Alright guys, this is the semi-completed abutment for my roadways. As you can see, I do have a slight angle on the wing walls, so it gives more of a more sturdy look. This is ready for this is actually ready for primer and for paint. So stay tuned and we'll get this done, and then we'll show you what it looks like on the layout. So stay tuned and we will be right back. Alright guys, what you're looking at here is my finished and painted abutment for the southbound lanes of the Flyover Bridge. I also did install my supports where they're supposed to be, and I actually had to raise this one up by a little bit because, believe it or not, this freeway or this road is going to have a super elevation, and that's pretty weird because my layout doesn't have a super elevation. Anyhow, I'm going to go ahead and take this out on the layout and put it in place, and this way you guys can get an idea of what it's going to look like. So stay tuned and we'll be right back. Alright guys, one thing I want to mention before we get on to the flyover bridges is that backboard and that backboard will be removable, so people that are standing on that side of the layout can view into here without standing on their tippy toes. Sometimes short people is not worth it, sometimes tall people are worth it. Eric. Anyhow, stay tuned and we'll get on to the rest of this. Be right back. Alright guys, what you're looking at is what I've done so far for the southbound lane of the Flyover Bridge. As you can see right there is my abutment, and plenty of room for the locomotives to go under. And then there's my column post, one on each side of the track, just as in prototype. Back here I will be doing another retaining wall. So basically, same procedure will be done for the other flyover bridge, and then once all that is done, I can continue with my scenery. Track work is working. As I told you before, I just need to hook up the track and I can get all the way into Wickenburg. Anyhow, stay tuned for a bit more and I'm back shortly. Alright guys, what you're looking at is my almost completed flyover bridges. As you can see, I've got the stanchion columns done. I have retaining walls done. Of course, they're not secured yet. And the scenery that I just showed you guys, or will show you guys, sorry about that, will continue very low here and then come up to, go under and up again and back down on this side here for the scenery that belongs in this area. Anyhow, slowly but surely we're getting there. I hope you guys are liking this update so far. I'm thinking it's looking pretty good. Ground cover will go on the mountains. Of course, there'll be lots of bushes and some trees and some cactus up there. I didn't finish that back there yet because, like I said previously in this video, I'm not quite sure what's going to go in that area yet. Anyhow, Sorry about that. I hope you like the series. It's coming along pretty good, I think. Of course, your input, questions, comments, and subs are always welcome. For now, that's all, folks. BNSF 6951 out. Oh, and by the way, stay tuned for a special clip right after this. Talk to you later. Bye.